Hello, and welcome back.
Hello. Sorry, we are here at Inforce 2023 here in Anaheim, California. I am your friendly neighborhood senior security solution architect that focuses on threat detection and incident response. Time me on that one, Aaron. I think I'm getting faster at that. I am joined by my lovely friends here. Go ahead and introduce yourselves, please.
Hey, I'm back. I'm Marie Carlton. I'm a senior manager for Partner Solutions Architecture, and I am so excited to learn a ton today in this session. Kyle said I will be learning a lot, and this is our special guest.
Hi, everybody. I'm Liam Schneider. Happy to be here. I'm a senior security consultant, and I am excited to talk to you about the security reference architecture.
Yeah, so I want to kind of set the stage here. Imagine yesterday, everyone's getting in, they're checking into Inforce, and Liam and I have talked about the security reference architecture before on LockDown, which is AWS On Air's security specialty show where we talk about different topics on Tuesdays about security, be it data protection, incident response, infrastructure protection and security. And I was like, Liam, you're going to come on tomorrow. We're going to talk about some awesome stuff that you got going on with the security reference architecture. He said, no, Kyle. And I was like, but Marie made cake pops. And he was like,
I'm in.
All for it.
I'm in.
And so here we are. We get to talk about this really cool update. But first, there's so many cool content distributions going on in the security space on AWS just in the last month. Like, we just released the ransomware blueprint for ransomware defense on AWS. Training and certification, if you want to skill up your incident response and threat detection skills, there's a new security ramp-up guide that goes over the different topics and ways, different modalities like workshops, on-demand videos, lectures, self-paced learning on how you could skill up threat detection and incident response on AWS. And then last but not least, a really awesome blog post that covers the different logging sources available within AWS so you can understand when you're responding to a security event, what sort of logs will provide you what sort of context. And we're going to be talking about some of those log sources too, because as we recall, the security reference architecture helps us design these security guardrails and all the things. It's almost like a reference architecture for security, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. It is exactly what it is.
I'm glad I got it right. And now that concludes the episode.
Yeah, we're done.
And if you're, for those watching, I know you cannot feel it, but I just want you to feel the passion coming out of Kyle while he talks about all these really exciting things. So I'm excited to dive in.
The passion.
It's true.
Can feel it.
Desire.
Security.
Yeah, so Liam, we talked about the security reference architecture in a very high-level detail, and I'm not going to lie. I felt like I needed a rocket doctor degree.
Well, yeah. There's a lot to it, and we've made so many updates recently. We've actually added a lot more to the design guidance documentation itself. We've added some new service features. We've added in Amazon Inspector for Lambda. We've added in automated data discovery for automation with Macy. We've got CloudWatch, cross-account observability. We've got RDS Secrets Manager integration, S3 server-side encryption. By default, we've added stuff into guard duty. There's been so many updates to guard duty recently, and we needed to pull in a lot of those updates. We had different findings for detective with respect to guard duty. We've got several other design guidance updates that we needed to get going, and in our May 23 release, we put a lot of that stuff out there. And then after, as a part of that, we did some updates to the code library. Some things that you might be excited about. Definitely, we have an amazing roadmap. So many things that we're doing with it. We're going to be releasing a detective solution here soon. We're really excited about. We've got some bug fixes for Security Hub and Guard Duty, which are our #1 solutions we've got out there. And then earlier this year, we put out AWS Inspector. But to your point, one of the big updates that we made was our easy setup, because our customers did come back and give us some feedback, and the feedback was, it takes advanced college degree, PhD, at times in order to get some of this stuff installed, and we needed to make it simpler. So now it's one CloudFormation template and boom, you have the SRA deployed in your environment. It's great.
And, we're talking about the updates, but there might be some folks going, Kyle, Liam, what the heck is the security reference architecture? Can we just start there real quick?
Yeah. Yeah, so like I said, there's a couple different components to it. The design guidance is how you can take the inspiration that we've got from the well-architected framework, the cloud adoption framework, some other things out there like NIST and the CIS, critical security controls, and you can really take all that and bundle it into a comprehensive way of viewing your own AWS environment and applying a security reference architecture to it. So that's just documentation, figuring out what you need to do. Then on top of that, we have the SRA code library, which takes that and gives you implementable code that you can just download. If you're like me and you're pretty busy, I know you've got plenty of time, Kyle.
All the time.
He's always free.
You just want to get started quickly. You just want to make sure you're securing your workloads. We have this code library out there that you can download and immediately apply to your environment and have all these security best practices deployed.
What would you say is one of the most requested or asked about feature or functionality of the security reference architecture that really addresses ramping up being secure on AWS?
For sure, what I can tell you is the metrics we're seeing is that Security Hub and GuardDuty are the number 1 and 2 solutions that folks are using. So we've had a lot of interest in making updates to those solutions. There's definitely been some interest in having us be able to install on just an organizations-based environment, which is some of the things that are on the roadmap. Surprise, surprise. There's so many different ways of deploying infrastructure out there. Right now, we're using CloudFormation. We've had people ask us to do things like, can you deploy through Terraform? And so we've got a team working on that. We've got a lot of things coming down the pipe. We've got a huge internal focus group. We've got an external user group that we're launching at the end of this month. We got 9 customers signed up to work with us on that. So we're going to have this continuous feedback loop to help us just really dial this in for our customers.
And one thing I think that is very important to bring up is a feedback loop.
Yeah.
And before the security reference architecture, we always want to hear how we can improve the way that we help our customers. And the SRA is pretty open to feedback and hey, Liam, fix this because you broke it, or hey, Liam, can you add this to make it even more chef's kiss?
Yes. Yeah, we get inspiration from things like I brought up, like the cloud adoption framework and such, and we align primarily, however, to customer feedback. We take customer feedback from internal folks that work with our customers. We take it directly from customers. I personally work with several customers and get feedback. Like I said, we got the user group where we're going to help us get that feedback loop really dialed in. And we've got ways that you can submit pull requests or issues on our GitHub repo, and we love to get that feedback.
And that's monitored, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how many folks.
It's not just for fun.
Yeah, it's not just the feel good button. It's like, hey, there's something I want to see, and it's actually going to be probably seen by Liam.
Yep.
He's going to be like, huh.
Let's go.
Kyle, stop spamming me.
Yeah, let's go.
But it will, so it doesn't just go to nowhere. Liam is like, all right, let's add this to the backlog or prioritize it.
Yeah, it's interesting how that stuff boils right up to the top so fast.
Yeah, and I love that story because I was at an amusement park nearby here yesterday, and Kyle.
I wonder which one that could be.
And Kyle was like, "Hey, we're gonna be on with Liam," and I took him on originally, and it was a bit more complicated than we had expected. And then just hearing the evolution of how, taking that customer feedback, building in this to the documentation, the repository, and then I'm really excited to hear more about the easy setup, where people can access this. I'm sure the links are getting posted as we're chatting, but I'd love to hear a little bit more about the easy setup and what people should expect.
Yeah, in fact, I'll be doing a talk on this and doing a live demo so folks can actually see this in action. It truly does make the install of this super easy. And so you can get started. You don't have to have that collegiate degree in order to do this. You can really literally press a button, get things moving. There's some options to customize if you want to, but you don't necessarily have to. And it takes all of 20 to 30 minutes to get the base installed, and you can install any or all of the solutions that we've got presently in the code library like that.
I mean, I think you also brought up a very good point. You could customize it if you want to.
If you want.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, like it's not going to be maybe, this shoe fits for everyone, right?
Usually never, I would say.
Yeah, I know.
There needs to be some level of customization.
Exactly, because you may be using, a security partner to accomplish, say, security visibility into your environment instead of using Security Hub. So why would you want to double up on functionality there? Or you just may want to piecemeal it to make it really, truly your own for your own environment.
Yep. Yeah, it's designed from the ground up to be modular. I can't take all the credit. We've got a huge team. We have people that were on the team before us that helped set the foundation, and they did a fantastic job of doing that. And it's a great team to be a part of. We're constantly innovating. We're constantly making this better. And it's going to be even simpler. I guarantee you, it's going to be even simpler in the future.
If I can do it, then I'm sure everyone else can do it.
And you can.
Yeah, well, I hope. I just need that easy button, man.
Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah,
you
perfect.
got it.
I mentioned early that, I run a security show called LockDown, and so Liam and I have talked about the security reference architecture before, and he's going to be doing a demo here. And, if you're watching us live and you're here, go and check that out. But if you're not, maybe, just maybe, I'll be able to convince Liam to show us that easy button and do a deeper dive on the SRA. And we could even flash back to the previous episode of the rocket doctor wizardry that you needed.
Please, let's do this. I like it. That sounds fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, and just to add in even more color here, when we're trying to figure out exactly what's going to make sure that our customers are getting that business outcome that they need, one of the things that we really are trying to figure out here is, okay, what's that security baseline look like? What exactly do you need? And part of that inspiration I talk about is just putting our mind space into that of the customer and saying, okay, if I'm going to be deploying my brand new workload in this environment, how can I make that easy?
Yeah.
And we know that some customers are using Control Tower. We work so closely with the Control Tower service team, and we love what they're doing. There's so many other offerings that are out there, like the Landing Zone Accelerator, LZA team. They're doing a great job. We're aligning with those teams as well, and we're really trying to make sure that everything that we're doing plugs nicely into each of these things, so that if a customer is using Control Tower, not using Control Tower, using LZA, whatever they're doing, we can plug right in, and it can be modular, and they can do whatever they need to make sure their workloads are safe.
And this goes back into something that I'm very passionate about, is how can we make security more scalable and more rapid to deploy? So when our development teams are going, hey, I want to build something, it's like, great, here's your environment. They're not like, oh, I was going to be, taking a 5-hour lunch because that's how long it's going to take you to build me an account. It's like, no. Here you go.
Here you have it.
And it's like, darn it. It's kind of like that comic. It's just like, what are you guys doing? Oh, the code's compiling. Okay, carry on. And they're, doing like a sword fight or whatever it is, So where can, customers that want to learn more about security reference architecture go? And is there a way that they're able to kind of demo it in like their own like development environment before they're like, all right, we're going to go all in and full send to prod?
This is actually another ask that we've got. Right now, we implement in an organization, right? So you've got your org set up, you've got all your OUs, you've got all of your accounts and your sub OUs, and hopefully you're using the best practice with respect to that. When we go to deploy, we're deploying to the org. One of the big asks that we've been receiving, some of the customer feedback is, can we dial this back to, I just want to load this in one account first. And I love this because as an engineer myself, I want to test the waters of something first. And then maybe I want to deploy it to one OU. and then blast it out to the entire org.
Full
And so,
send to prod.
Yeah.
See, as an agent of chaos, I'll just go to prod.
You just go to prod. Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
not best practices for anyone who's
No,
watching.
it is not.
Yeah.
Do as we suggest, not as Kyle
Yeah.
does. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, so that's on the roadmap. I was telling
Okay.
you, we got a lot of exciting things on the roadmap. That is one of those exciting things that's out there.
Now, and Liam, I know you said that you're going to be running around Reinforce over the next day and a half now,
Yeah.
because we're almost halfway done through day one.
Whew.
That's insane to think
Yeah.
about. What do you have going on here at Reinforce?
Well, this is the most exciting time, obviously, for me. So
Good
it's all going to be
good
downhill
answer,
from here.
good answer.
Yeah, we set the bar pretty high here at AWS On Air.
Yeah, I'll be honest. Yeah, it'll be sad once we're done with this segment. I have partners that I'm meeting with because there's a lot of things that are going on in the partner space with respect to the security reference architecture. I've got several of the customers that I'm working with that are here, and they're attending that user group that I was telling you about. So I'll be chatting with them, just kind of evangelizing this whole security reference architecture because I'm with you. I'm very passionate about this. We gotta make sure that the cloud is secure, and I really want to help our customers with their part of that shared responsibility model, right? So I'll be doing a lot of that, and like I said, I'll be doing that talk tomorrow morning, and hopefully, we'll hook up before the end of it so that I can end on a high note.
There you go. It'll just be kind of like a disappointment sandwich, I guess.
Yeah.
Please.
And then
let's go.
the final meeting, he'll get like the full commitment to come back on LockDown and do the demo.
You know how I think already.
Yeah. Just lock it in.
Let's do this.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Lock it down.
Well, so the security reference architecture, definitely powerful. There's resources out there that our customers can read about. And if you want to submit feedback to make it, if you have ideas to make it better, or maybe even just use cases that Liam and the Brain Trust might not have even thought of yet, you could submit an issue or a bug, or you could even email Liam. I'll put his personal email right down there.
Yeah, cell phone, everything.
Yeah.
We've got a couple survey links that are out there, one for the design guidance, one for the code library, and we'll actually have a QR code at the end of my session tomorrow morning, which of course, as always, it's probably going to be out there on the tubes.
Yep.
So please go see that if you're not going to be there.
Yeah, if you can't be there live, you could catch it. I'm sure they'll release it. And what is the session ID? Do you know?
GRC307.
Wow. You were prepared for that question. I love it.
And I didn't even tell him I was going to ask him about this.
I know, that's impressive.
Yeah, so you could check that on the tubes, and you could check them out on LockDown later. I'll drag them back, I promise.
Yeah. No, definitely.
We're already getting it.
It's a full. I know how this guy works. So, no, that's awesome. I think that this is really cool. I'm really excited to try this myself. And then for those watching, to Kyle's point, like this is one of the places where the feedback is taken, and like a lot of our amazing services. But just from hearing where this was not that long ago to now, it's just incredible to hear how that customer feedback has been worked in.
Yes. Yeah, so please visit our prescriptive guidance documentation site. Do the survey if you can. Give us some feedback. Go ahead and go to our GitHub repo, download the easy setup template, and load it up in your environment, and let's go.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Let's ride.
Lock it down. Lock it down.
I see what you did there. But oh my goodness. Well, thank you folks for joining us for this awesome LockDown On Air segment here live at Reinforce 2023. I'm your host, Kyle, but don't leave. Don't go anywhere, because I have coming up next Aaron from Training and Certification. We're going to be talking about training and certification things and stuff, but I'm not going to give away too much because, well, that's what the whole segment's about.
Yeah. It's got to be a surprise. Got to keep people guessing.
But be sure to check out AWS On Air LockDown. That airs on Tuesdays at 11 a.m. Pacific time, where we'll talk about different security topics. And if you want to hear a particular security topic, holler at me. I'm on Twitter. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm here at the expo. I'll be running around. I'm doing a few chalk talks over the next day and a half.
Throw some ideas his way.
Yeah, throw some ideas if you'd love to learn. It's all about making security approachable for all levels of experience. From, hey, I just learned about cloud technologies, to I run, 1,000 accounts with 100 million bajillion workloads. That's a number, by the way.
I've heard it before.
Yeah, it seems legit.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fleming D5. All right, everyone, don't go anywhere. Check us out in a few moments. We will be back soon.
Thank you,
AWS On
everybody.
Air.